Hi, welcome to Bite Size Learning. I'm Jill. Today we're going to talk about community building. Community building is incredibly important because it sets the stage for learning. We can set the stage for learning at the beginning of a quadmester, at the beginning of a lesson, at the beginning of the week by building and maintaining the relationships we have with students. When we take the time early in the quadmester to build relationships, we set the stage for deep and meaningful learning. Sometimes what I hear is there's no time to do this. Well, if you take the time to build some relationships early on in the quadmester or at the start of the term, what we have is we allow for a quicker pace later in the term. We allow for deeper engagement. We allow for ease of asking questions or seeking help from our students. So taking the time early on actually creates more time later on. I have 6 tips to share with us today. One way that we can build those relationships with between the peers and with our students is to include social time. So allowing some social time for the students at the beginning or an end of lesson, some unstructured talk time allows for the peers to connect, which will allow for collaborative work to go more smoothly. Another thing we want to think about is, can we connect the cohorts? We have cohort A and cohort B, one that's learning in class and one that's learning at home. But we know that learning is a social activity and that socialization is something that our students are missing. So a couple quick ways to connect them. Email buddies. Give each student, a student from cohort A and a student from cohort B, an email buddy so that someone is in class and they can connect that learning. Breakout groups that mix the cohorts or collaborative projects that mix the cohorts that allow for both groups of students to work together through digital settings can allow for them to feel connected like a whole class. Another great tip for us as instructors is to have consistent check-ins with our students. This could come with a daily check-in form where we ask them how they're doing, how they're feeling. It could be a class meeting. It could be small group work or using the poll function in either Bongo or Google Meet. But ways that we can check in, see how they're doing, how they're coming with their work. A welcome routine is a great way to maintain and build relationships. Doing something that is not necessarily related to the curriculum. Maybe you play a quick little game at the beginning of class or use Jamboard to express opinions or share ideas. 4 corners can work really well to facilitate some conversation. A quick would you rather works well as well. So coming up with a welcome routine the students can expect and that lets them build some community is a wonderful relationship builder. Also, providing opportunities for cooperative learning throughout so that students can learn together. Because as we know, learning is a social activity, and some of our at-home learners are not getting that social experience. And for us as teachers, being available to listen and to help, and for students to know how and when they can get in contact with you, whether that's through an email, whether it's a request for you to phone them, but having that availability is really helpful for our students.